This review will contain minor visual spoilers. If you want to go in blind, you can play it yourself and then come back, or you can just shrink this video and listen. I do suggest a nice pair of earbuds or headphones while playing this game, as well as for this review. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoy. These are the sounds you hear when booting up Scorn for the first time. And then you see its blaring title screen with an effervescent otherworldly glow, followed by the main menu. The game has not even started proper, and already it's attacking your auditory and visual senses, throwing you into the world that it wants you to experience. If you look at the menu, you'll notice that the character you play as, a strange humanoid, is actually moving, twitching, breathing. You then begin a new game.
You awake.
Crawling for survival, trying to reach a mysterious tower in the distance before falling down a cavern opening. This then leads you to a strange factory-like area, and thus Scorn begins proper. And it doesn't hold your hand at all while doing so. That's at one point a blessing and a curse. On one hand, you are free to explore, to take in the beautifully grotesque and abstract environment full stop. On the other, you might get lost in your wanderlust, and what at first was maybe shocking, mysterious, beautiful, becomes innocuous, straightforward, plain. Scorn does this occasionally, but just before you really get bored with what you are seeing or doing, it pushes you forward, opening this new mesmerizing labyrinth of somber tapestries once again for your exploration. The world of Scorn is the star of the show, directly inspired by the works of H.R. Giger, Zlatislaw Beginski, with some Harlan Ellison, Cronenberg, and Stanislaw Skulkowski, I hope I didn't butcher that, thrown in for good measure. All of these styles fused to create a biomechanical desolate landscape, seemingly straight out of Ridley Scott's Alien or Prometheus. But it is so much more than that. H.R. Giger, being the primary here, should be known for more than just a scary monster in a horror film. If anything is going to cement his style, expose it to more people, as well as the works of the others I mentioned, it is Scorn. The narrative of Scorn is tied directly into the world itself. You piece it together bit by bit, interpreting it as you see it. A strange corruption seems to be infecting the world. A once thriving race has seemingly been wiped out or vanished. Your journey through the world of Scorn is one of discovery and revelation. By the time my 8 hours wrapped, I went away with more questions than answers, but I also went away feeling fulfilled, in a sense. Not in that the journey I had just went on led to some grand outcome, but that the journey itself, how I got here, what I had gone through, felt at one complete and the other hopeless. It's not the destination, it really is the journey. This is a dark game, oppressing, depressing, and the aha moments are only more powerful, to me at least, because of the non-vocal narrative. Environmental storytelling isn't for everyone, but I truly believe it is something that has enhanced Scorn's experience. But it wouldn't be a video game without gameplay, and this is the real crux of the issue for Scorn. While it has shooting
Within the game, Scorn is not a shooter. Every encounter must be carefully considered. A wrong choice could be deadly.
It is more akin to a Gigerian Mist. It's a puzzle game, a modern-day spiritual follow-up in a way to Darkseid. It's not for everyone. Some of the puzzles are head-scratchers at points, and then I'm ashamed it took me ages to complete some of them. Even the environment is a puzzle, a living maze you must explore. Although the game is linear, it's because of the environmental design, or lack thereof, that give this game its pacing. A left or right path here, a hallway tunneling you down to the next objective. You, the player, essentially create the pacing you will have, and going back to the lack of hand-holding, it is all up to you to figure it out. Subtle hints environmentally with lights or corruption blocking the path tell you what to do, but the choice is really yours. It's like this for most of the game. And then you get a gun. Combat is the final piece of Scorn's massive puzzle, in that it's a puzzle all on its own. You have limited resources for ammo and health, giving it this survival horror element. You can stock up at these odd organic stations that keep you grounded to the world. You have a fantastic full body awareness and a great diegetic UI that your hecatonk of a character can interact with. All the weapons remind me of David Cronenberg films. The first one you acquire in particular, I'm sure, was the dev's nod to the body horror auteur. With these living weapons, you take on organic material that threatens you, oddly moving out of the way of deadly acid spits or bull charges. Aiming takes a few seconds, and every shot counts. The catch is that you don't really have to fight if you don't want to. You can run away and preserve ammo if needed, however, some tight corridors will most certainly lead to your death, having you restart at a checkpoint. Luckily, as of this review, the horrid checkpoint system has been patched to be more lenient instead of restarting sometimes before you even solved this or that puzzle. Once you get the hang of combat, it phases itself out, however, making the experience a small, sometimes fun, sometimes frustrating time. Then it is back to puzzles, and all of these jigsaw pieces put together create Scorn. I could sum up Scorn in a million different ways, but I believe Stephen Kick of Night Dive Studios said it best. Scorn is an example of what the video game medium is truly capable of, and ultimately what it was made for.